Hello, everybody. Welcome to Boss Rush Podcast. I'm your host, the Playcation Podcaster, Eddie V. Joining me, as always, is that Series X sensation, Jesse Douglas.
How's it going, everyone?
And our Nintendo Knights, Mr. Corey DIRRIG.
Hello. I'm here.
Hello, guys.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm just kind of hanging out and playing some Switch games and, just editing some videos and stuff that are going to go up in the next couple days. It's going to be, it's a good time, I finally get to play games now that everything is finished.
for the time being.
No.
Yeah. Till you give yourself more work.
I'm finally happy with the way everything looks. Unless somebody's going to come sue me for something that I'm using, then they can,
Well, before we get into some housekeeping, we got a lot of content that went up this week. Jesse, me and you actually did Arsenal X this week, and you allowed me to host.
Mm-hmm. I was just so tired, man. But I'm like, I want to get it done. I want to have an act, get a show done and not skip it. So I just.
And you guys really should check it out. We discussed what we've been playing, the Call of Duty, Modern Warfare cheats, and how Activision has been handling it, and just our opinions about modders and cheaters on first-person shooters and games like that. We also talk about the Cyberpunk 2077 Series X and some other things. So, guys, do check that out. Corey, what has happened on Nintendo Power Block?
What has happened on Nintendo Power Block?
Yeah, with the latest episode.
We switched some stuff around. We added some new segments and stuff to the show. It's I don't know. I don't. Every time you ask me what we did, I'm like, I don't remember, dude. I just edited the show and threw it up. What do you mean? Did we do something? We're giving.
The new episode is up, so we talked about Super Mario, the new Super Mario update, which we'll also be talking in the show. We predicted what is going to be the rest of Nintendo's 2020. And then we literally talked about the games that was coming to Nintendo Switch next week. Also, our giveaway for Nintendo Power Block for episode 195, where you have a chance to win a 1-year subscription to Nintendo Online, Overwatch for Nintendo Switch, and a hard Legend of Zelda case for your Switch to put in. So do check that out. Also, everybody, the latest episode of Retro Game Show is up. Me and Corey we really talked a lot about Super Metroid and just games in the Metroidvania like Axiom Verge and games like that go for. Really had a great discussion. It literally was so hard playing the game and having this discussion because I was so into it with Corey, Jesse. We really talked a lot, and then you guys will see in a later episode we kind of touched on the Ninja Turtles once again, but it's an unexpected conversation that you wouldn't think that we had. It was really good.
Is a conversation about the Turtles really that unexpected for us?
Well,
no.
Yeah.
We should just have a podcast about Ninja Turtles at some point. Just not even a show, but like we do this show every week. We'll just do Ninja Turtles episode every week.
And last but not least, everybody, our latest episode of Pod and Play is available to watch. You guys can see me and Jesse discussing about Resident Evil 2 Remake and a little bit about Resident Evil 3. But you guys, get prepared because our season finale, yes, the discussion, the game that we chose to play, and us just us having a good old Burnham time. I don't want to say what it is because once it goes live, you guys are going to be excited. So do tune in. With that, everybody, we're going to get into some housekeeping. You can follow us on Twitter at Boss Rush Podcast and on Facebook and Instagram at Boss Rush Podcast. Join our Discord, Xbox console community, and our Destiny clan. Also, live shows have returned. Join us live on Mixer and Twitch at Boss Rush Games Live, all one word, to chat with us live on air. You can also find all of our content on bossrushgames.com. Pod and Play Revamp, our seasonal Let's Play show, is coming to a close. You could go to bossrushgames.com and watch the season featuring games like Devil May Cry 5, Resident Evil 2 Remake, Spec Ops: The Line, Monster Hunter, and more. Tweet us what games you want to see in the upcoming seasons. And everybody, we do have next season planned, and be ready. That's all I can say is definitely be ready. Lastly, Arsenal X has officially returned. Join us on Sunday Night Arsenal for the pre-show, the live podcast and recording, and some multiplayer and Xbox fun on Mixer and Twitch. Also, remember to check out our family of shows, podcasts, and videos on youtube.com/BossRushGames, podcast services, and of course on BossRushGames.com. So, we have a lot of content up, you guys, and we do got stuff prepared for the summer. So even though E3 is not here, we will have a lot of shows for you guys. Of course, the podcast, but we also got shows coming like Indie Masterclass. We got shows talking about some Game Pass episodes. Hopefully more 1v1 and standard definitions episodes will be coming. So do stick around with us. We thank you guys for the love and support during this time here at Boss Rush Games. But we're going to get into the first part, which is our news bits now. Super Mario Maker 2 final update. And I have a question for you guys. Should Boss Rush Games make its own worlds to share?
I mean, we could. I haven't even played Mario Maker in probably 6 or 8 months at this point. It's cool, like, for people who are into it and stuff. Like, I think it would be cool if we had a larger community who still stuck with Mario Maker. But at this point, I just think, it's I don't know. I think it's cool, and I downloaded the update to check it out at some point, but it depends on it. It's just a time thing, We're doing so many other things, and you just listed off like 3 seasons of worth of shows that are coming up, and I know Jesse and I want to start doing the Game Pass show and and that kind of thing. So I mean, I think it would be cool if we had time and stuff, and I might play around with it a little bit, but I was excited that they were talking about Mario 2, and then I just saw that it was just a couple things that they were kind of playing around with, and I was like, oh, it's cool, I guess, but it's not I don't know. I was more excited about the Mario 2 stuff than I am actually world building, because I made, 4 or 5 complete levels?
Yes.
And then Fire Emblem came out and took over my life for probably like 3 or 4 months, so. I don't know. It's a time thing. Sorry, I didn't realize you were going to move on.
Oh, no. I was just going to read it down. Since launch last summer, Super Mario Maker 2 has received multiple free updates. This story comes from Game Informer. These have ranged from adding new course elements and playable characters like Link to improving the online multiplayer suite through new modes and activities. Nintendo has announced the final free update for Super Mario Maker 2, which hits this week. With the will add the ability to string together courses into their own worlds, and also like you'll get different boxes that you guys could use. The Koopa Kids are here, and there are, like you said, Corey, so Super Mario Bros. 2 sprites. The Curse Key is there. It's really fascinating, and like Nintendo literally dropped this on Twitter at midnight. Like, wait, what the world is going on? And everybody was going crazy for this. And there has been some people who jumped back into Mario Maker 2 to make levels. And definitely, this is a game for quarantine time that You make levels to share with family and friends. But Jesse, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, like I like the whole idea of them. Like, I would have liked them to actually have, like, where you could make Super Mario 2 worlds and like levels, and like have everything from those games in it. But like I do like that you can kind of like pick up like the chain chomps and just like walk around with them and use them basically to your advantage, and like just being able to ride like the bullet bills and stuff like that, and just like it is gonna bring a cool change to the way that you can kind of do it. And then like I do kind of like the world thing. It's pretty fun. Like I've kind of thought about that. Like when the first Mario Maker came out, like I was surprised that they didn't like have like a bunch of like where you could just make world stuff. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm gonna plan on going back into it and checking it out, and maybe making some new levels with the new stuff that you can do.
Yeah.
Go
ahead, Corey.
I was just gonna say, I wish that this world thing was in at launch.
Yeah,
I think that would have made more sense for them to do. I don't know. I think that this update seems like a little too late for it, just because like the game's been out for 9 months now, and there's been so many other games, and they haven't really done as well of a job as building a community for this game as they did for the Wii U one. Because like at least the Wii U had Miiverse where you could go in and share your levels there, and I mean, we did for a little while. We shared levels for a little while, but I feel like more people fell off because we follow and have friends that are kind of like us, where we just kind of move on to the next thing once it comes out, or you know what I mean? And we don't really have a dedicated Mario Maker community, and I don't really see that on the Switch, to be honest with you. Like I know people are still playing it, and it's definitely an interesting thing for speedrunners and people who, I think Games Done Quick does stuff with Mario Maker sometimes, but like, as far as like this kind of expanding on that, I feel like the world stuff is a little too late. It's exciting. Like I like the things that they're adding. I just feel like, I mean, I've been playing so many other things, and Mario Maker has been like the last game on my mind for such a long time at this point. So
yeah, and they probably think that it's a good time to. Well, they probably think that this will bring players back to the game, spreading out this like free update and stuff. People will lose interest, but if you bring out something new, the interest kind of rise back up in a sense. And Nintendo probably was just hoping for that to happen.
Yeah, but Nintendo has so many other things coming at this point in terms of Nintendo's kind of like the only console with a full slate of games right now. I mean, we did get Resident Evil and Final Fantasy on other consoles, right? But as far as the other two consoles, there's nothing really coming to them at this point. And Nintendo's got, Trials of Mana this month, Xenoblade next month, Bravely Default in June. July has Catherine Full Body, like, plus all those 2K games that are coming in May with XCOM and Borderlands and BioShock. Like, there's a lot to play on Switch at this point.
Yes.
I just feel like this was kind of like you should have released this update in like February when there wasn't anything out. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just feel like the stuff they've been doing with this game has been as well as like Nintendo's been doing with marketing the Switch and their games. Like I just feel like the stuff they've been adding to Mario Maker has been backwards with everything else they've been doing. I don't know. Like why isn't there like a app on the Switch? Like, why isn't there a part in the app to share levels with your friends? Like, why isn't there like a QR code system that you can take screenshots of and send to your friends? You know, I don't know. It just feels like the Mario Maker stuff has been totally backwards to everything else they've been doing.
Yeah, and probably a lot of them, when they put it out, they probably had to move on to other projects. So this might
I guarantee you, like, there's another 2D Mario game in development, at least, you know, or a 3D Mario game. You know, I don't know. I like Mario Maker. I think it's a great game, and I think like the tools and stuff are awesome. There's just been so much, like, even the 2 months after Mario Maker came out, look at what came out, let alone 9 or 10 months after the game has come out.
Yeah. Well, like for me, like my problems with a lot of their games always come back to something to do with the internet or the, you know, like communicating with friends. And like I just wish that they would try to figure out a way where you can do, you know, like try to do more of the Xbox way of being able to actually communicate with your friends in a way, or share things in a way that, you know, that actually is productive, and not, you know, people having to search for some kind of like workaround, or, you know, it's just so convoluted, like always like having to have codes and QR codes, and just, you know, like I just wish that they would try to figure something out with that, because honestly, if Nintendo could figure out their internet and like their whole, you know, having more abilities to communicate with friends that are on your Switch and things like that, like they would be in such a better place as far as like, you know, like being able to create communities and things like that easier. And, you know, like people shouldn't have to create a community in you know, in another program that has nothing to do with the Nintendo, just to be able to talk with their friends.
Yeah,
you know, like while they're doing stuff.
There's literally a fan-made website that you can share your levels easier than the way the Nintendo allows you. Like, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Nintendo as much as the next guy, but like that's kind of ridiculous.
Well, like I said, that's all Japan. They make the decisions. Nintendo of America just follows them.
Well, I know, but that's still Nintendo. It doesn't matter. It's Nintendo.
But anybody who says Nintendo, a lot of people think of Nintendo of America and not Nintendo of Japan.
No, I think they think of Nintendo in general.
Yeah, just in general. Yeah,
I'm just saying. Well, we're gonna move on because the Series X trademark logo has kind of been revealed, and Phil Spencer also is talking about we may actually see some games running on the system coming soon. So if you guys probably have seen it, it has the word Series on the left side, and then it has the X where there's one bar that's full down across, and then it's two other bars that like broken up. Really cool design, so very 90s. But Phil Spencer also said on Twitter that we'll be learning about games soon on for it. He reviewed plans yesterday for continuing sharing through launch. Spencer wrote, "Team is doing great work in adapting. I've never been more excited about Xbox plans. We've heard you want transparency / authenticity. We plan to keep showing that way. Next step is not too much of a wait." And then it says games in parentheses. So we all three agree that we love the Series X logo. Like, this logo is, you know, Jesse, you did some art for it. Like you made it into like an album. Me and Corey talked about it, like how I feel like this is very 90s industrial kind of look to it. Like it'll really look good on clothing and stuff. Like, like Xbox kind of snapped, even though it's clean and it's simple. There's something appealing about it when you look at it, and it's just like, wow, that's really nice.
Yeah, and like you know, like some people, I've heard some other podcasts talk about it, you know, that saying that, you know, the thing is, I don't know how much that logo will really be on things, like other than like, you know, like the box and stuff like that, and you know, obviously I don't think it would be on the console at all. It might be like maybe just a little tiny, you know, version of it, like down somewhere. I don't know, but
I mean, it might be on the back, you know, like where where all their trademark and registered information is on the back. You know, the stickers on the bottom, where like all the plugs are and stuff. It might be there somewhere.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they didn't do white and green for it, but I do like this white and black color scheme for it.
I think it's supposed to just be basic. Like it's just supposed to be a basic like thing that they can print out on like, you know, on things. It's just black, so it's not like, you know, they don't have to do anything else to it. It's just, you know, kind of things that will be on like maybe official, you know, like letters and things, you know. Just I don't think it's, you know, it's gonna be like as big of a focus as people are thinking, as some people think. You know, like it just, because, you know, like, I mean, obviously they probably will have it on shirts or whatever, but even that, I don't even know. I don't really know if they would really market like stuff with that symbol on it.
Yeah,
I think they would just stick with their regular Xbox logo. You know, that's kind of the button on the controller and on the Xbox. I'm guessing it's going to kind of be the same thing again, where they'll have the Xbox logo as a button to turn it on. But I guess we didn't really see that. Did they ever show like the like actual how to turn it on or anything like that with the new console?
No, I mean, I'm assuming it's just the same way you turn on your Xbox One, like that glowing X that's at the upper corner.
Yeah.
But what were you gonna say, Corey?
About what?
You were about to say something.
I don't remember. I don't know. I'll think of it later.
Yeah, and like definitely, I've been saying I want to see games actually running on it. Not ports or updates about it. I really want to see from the ground up, from Series X development kits, what we're going to be playing or looking forward to for the system. Hopefully we'll see the cutscenes, of course, but I'm like, I literally want to see the gameplay for it. You know, we all updated our TVs and the monitors to 4K, so we should be seeing some like insane detailed graphics. Not so much gameplay. We probably could be like, oh, this is a first-person shooter. We did some of this stuff before, but to actually look at it in motion, be like, oh, that looks really cool, character designs and things like that. So, anything else about you guys about Series X and the games that's coming?
I mean, I really like the logo. I would really like to. I just want to see some games. You know, I know they said that we're going to see some games really, really soon, but I'm really excited for it. I mean, not necessarily that like I get to play like games that I can't play on my Xbox One, because I mean, clearly you are for a while, but like I'm just excited to see a new machine. You know?
Yeah.
Especially with go ahead.
Well, like my main thing is like I'm excited to even like the games that we already have. Like I'm ready to. I'm like all in on ray tracing and stuff like that. Like I like just videos that I've watched of games in ray tracing. You know, it just makes it look so much better. Like, you know, anything like, you know, like I told you guys about that, or we talked about that the video of Breath of the Wild, where it was in, you know, had 4K and was ray tracing, and even that game looks so much better. You know, like that's the thing, is ray tracing is cool in a sense where it doesn't have to be a really realistic looking game for it to improve its visuals. It just, no matter what you throw in there, that, you know, that I've seen so far, just looks so much better with that realistic light, you know, added to it. So like I'm just ready to like experience games where the textures and everything just look better because of the way the light, you know, the lighting is, and it's not just everything and just lights up because they had to light everything up, you know, to so you could see it or whatever, you know. Like I'm just ready for that. I'm ready for that kind of style of visuals and stuff. So,
well, we're gonna move on to our last game. Our last news story. Sad news for wrestling fans. WWE 2K21 is not happening. During an investor call on yesterday, the WWE confirmed that this year's installment of 2K games, WWE 2K franchise, is not happening. Taking a year off might be a good thing. WWE 2K20 have various technical issues that left many fans disappointed. This also came after 2K games split with longtime developer Use, handling the series entirely over to Visual Concepts. No one factor alone is likely to be the sole reason for a pressing pause, but the extra time should give 2K games the opportunity to assess its priorities with the franchise. However, the absence of the WWE 2K name doesn't necessarily mean wrestling fans won't be getting any new games at all. A tweet from the WWE 2K account promises more details in the exciting news next week. And it says you guys can check that news out on Monday at 7 a.m. PT. So I think it's a good thing because everybody clowned WWE 2K 20 last year. I think it won like worst game of the year for some people.
Well, the thing is like all the hardcore fans of those games, like my friend Robert is a really big fan of those games and stuff, and they've been disappointed with them for the last couple of years. You know, it's the same you're seeing with Madden and a lot of these other games like that, you know, like where they just seem to be just pumping something out and saying, okay, that, you know, here you go, here's a new game. And like the rosters are updated, but they're not fixing any of the real issues that people are having with the games. So I hope that this will, you know, actually, like part of me hopes that WWE like literally said, hey, like this is unacceptable. You guys got to figure something out, or we're gonna give someone else the franchise to make games for. Like, you know, I think if these franchises that these, you know, developers are making games for. Oh, did we lose that?
I think so.
Yeah, I think if these developers that we that they're, you know, that are making these games, these companies need to, like, you know, be like push them to do things a little bit better. I think if they have that, you know, that option and are able to force these, you know, like tell these companies to try to do better and actually have, you know, say in things. I think these, you know, like the NFL and all that need to do a better job of getting, you know, saying, hey, you know, like
they need to have like an ambassador for gaming, like an ambassador group for gaming, that, because like, I mean, I know really the NFL and you know, even WWE don't really care because they make money hand over fist on these games, because people who don't play games like we do still buy these games every year religiously. You know, I mean, there's people that the 3 games they buy on their console a year will be like Madden, Call of Duty, and what if GTA comes out, or, you know, like sports games and shooters and stuff like that, right? I just like that game the WWE game last year was so bad. I don't know if you watch any Giant Bomb Premium stuff or whatever, but like they had a 3-hour episode on ranking how bad every wrestler's face and body, like how cartoonishly bad they looked. And it was
I had seen some videos and some clips and stuff like going around and watch some like of the like the cutscenes and stuff like that. Yeah. Holy cow, man! Those cutscenes were so bad.
Yeah,
like dude, the Ronda Rousey one, it looks so bad.
Yeah, dude.
Like all of that.
Like it was just really bad. So I mean, I don't know. I'm doing some producing on the fly here, but it just even Madden. I talk about Madden a lot recently. It's just Madden's even worse. It's just I don't know. I really wish that these companies would like figure because if you made the games better, they would sell more. I mean, it's not really rocket science. So
yeah, like me personally, like I would enjoy like if you got Madden or whatever, even though I'm not really great at it. Like if you had it and it was it was a decent game to play online, I would definitely get it and just to be able to play it. Or I would love to get the wrestling game, like
a boss rush like franchise mode, where if we got people in and we could play like like a franchise mode with community or whatever and play out each other online and stuff. I think that'd be really cool and fun and have tournaments and stuff. But at the same time, like, dude, I downloaded on EA Access and then I deleted it because I just wasn't having like that. I like Madden in concept, but like just the execution of it, even online, just sucks.
Yeah,
it's even worse for like the wrestling fans, and it surprises me because with the amount of care that 2K puts into the basketball games every year, like it just surprises me how bad the wrestling games are. So,
it's and unfortunately, I think a lot of this is just a product of trying to pump a new one out every year. And like I don't know how big these teams are that work on these games.
Yeah, and I know it's having to produce, direct, come up with, and like change the way games work, like every year, for not like video. Like they are just, I don't know, man. It's just the way that they are developed is mind-boggling to me. Ed's back.
Yeah.
Hi, Ed. We missed you.
Your mic is muted, Ed.
Yeah, you're muted. So, but yeah,
you're still muted.
Yeah, it's technically difficult.
Sorry, everybody. My computer crashed on me while you was talking, Jesse. I'm like, no.
Yeah. They just they've got to figure something out, and I know I understand why you want to release a new Madden every year because the roster is ever changing.
Yeah, but you can do that through updates now.
Yeah,
like they can almost do like
which is true.
I don't know. I feel like you could. They could. I mean, the thing is too is like they probably just want to put discs on the store shelves too. Because we're not at that digital whatever. And I think a lot of times people lose sight of that, where people still like to go into stores and buy physical copies, or have to in a lot of the parts of the country, like especially in the Midwest where internet's bad, like in the middle of like Montana or Utah where there's nobody, you still have to go into the stores and buy the games. So I mean, we're all fortunate enough to where we live in areas where the internet's not terrible, But
it's unfortunate, and I get it. Like, I don't want to be, too critical about it just because, like, you know, like, I'm sure that the developers obviously want to make a good game.
Yeah.
But when you have time constraints and everything is got to be so rushed, and you know, and you've got a deadline that it absolutely has to be done by, so it can be shipped out and, you know, manufactured and shipped out and all those, you know, there's so many things going on. I can only imagine how stressful it must be to try to make something like that. Well, and so, like, I don't want to get too mad about it, but at the same time, like, EA or the companies that own these franchises or make these franchises, they need to figure something out and try to help, be like, hey, like, how can I help you, make this easier, or, like, they've just got to do something, because that is a money maker for them. Well, and if they make them correctly, it will make more money, like you said, Corey.
I think the one thing with sports games is just like they can't be on a delay, because they got to be ready for or during that season.
Yeah, we were talking about that a little bit while you were gone. We were the sports game developing community has the hardest job in the entire industry, because they have to produce, and like and that's why a lot of games feel so similar from year to year, because they have to, like, they'll use the basis for what they have for the year before, but like you got to update rosters, you got to add a few new animations to make it feel fresh, you got to tweak, like there's a really interesting IGN Unfiltered with the producer of NBA 2K, and how they're like kind of the way they develop that series, and they're like, well, they have like two teams essentially working on the game, where one is like, okay, this is what we're focusing on this year's game, and then they have a second team that's like developing the game for the future, right? Like they'll have like a 4 or 5 year plan for the series that team works on, and then they'll have like the team that's pretty much essentially what a live team is today, where, for games like The Division and Destiny, where they're like, okay, what can we focus on and make better this year in the game? So, and that's kind of like a interesting way to run that. And I don't know if like the Madden developers, the WWE developers do that or not, but like just listening to them, I'm like, okay, I see why NBA 2K is the best sports game out there, regardless of what sport you like, So.
Yeah.
Well, it's weird because, like, yes, Sony has MLB, 2K has NBA, Madden has FIFA. EA has FIFA, Madden, NHL, and it's just like those are the major kind of sports games nowadays. So each of them probably have big teams to work on two games. Like, I mean, to get a game done by in 7 to 8 months after its release.
Yeah, I mean, like Sony Santa Monica, the team that does MLB The Show, right? They have 12 or 1,300 people working at that studio. Now, granted, all of them aren't working on the show, because they do a lot of ex-dev stuff, and they do a lot of smaller projects, and they have support teams in there. But like, even if you took half of that team, that's still like 600 people working on that game every year, and it's just kind of like, I don't know, man. There's a reason why NBA 2K and MLB The Show are the two best sports games. Like, just looking at their production line and how they figure out how to develop these games, right? And like, now you're gonna wonder, well, MLB The Show 21 is going to have a new hurdle, because it's coming to 6 platforms instead of 1 now, right?
Yes.
Formerly a PlayStation 4 exclusive is going to be on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Nintendo Switch potentially, and PC now. So it's like, they have an extremely new hurdle to especially because, like, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One are essentially the same. PlayStation 5 and Series X will essentially, from an architectural standpoint, be the same. But downporting the game to the Switch and making sure it runs on high-end PCs, those are 2 hurdles that they need to...
Because they have to learn they have to learn that development, and so I'm like, and from that deal, they probably had settled that deal way before they announced it last year.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like they probably like 2018, they probably made that deal, and they because they got to get development kits and stuff.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say people don't talk about it a lot, but like MLB The Show sells PlayStations. Like people buy PlayStations to play baseball because it's the only baseball game, unless you want to play RBI baseball. Nobody wants to play that. Right. But you know what I mean? Like that's like a huge thing for them. So,
which is funny because Sony doesn't treat it like it's a big series.
But they don't have to. It's big because people like baseball. Sony, they could do little to no marketing behind that game and it would still sell.
Which they normally do, because I think that was the one problem
they just market it in different ways, because like that series is advertised all the time on ESPN, on talk radio, on like at baseball games. That game is advertised. Like they just have to market it a different way because it's not aimed at gamers, it's aimed at baseball fans.
Well, it's even if it's marketed to baseball fans, I wish I would just seen a little more. Like even some of the release dates.
I agree with you
for it, because it's just like you got a fan base, yes, but sports players, but you also got a fan base who loves first party Sony games. Try to at least at least let them know that the game is out. Literally just don't drop it, because they don't really show any kind of gameplay or anything until that game is actually out. In a sense. And it's just like you had, of course, E3, you had State of Play, you have ways to market this game, and this it's not visible enough to let people know that.
Yeah, but also I think the people that watch those things are usually not like, I mean, people like, we can be fans of Madden, say, but we're not looking for information on Madden the way that other people are, you know?
Right, but we know that we'll see something at an E3, and of course, then it'll release when the game comes out, like in August. I just think that with PlayStation, with MLB The Show, not MLB The Show, MLB The Show. It's just like, just don't push it on everybody when the game is already out. Like I know that it's coming. How about we get a release date? Some kind of early trailer to let us know that, hey, PlayStation fans.
Well, they usually do around spring training, which is like November, December. They usually start promoting the game around then, which for a March release.
Which is frustrating because I guess yes, for normal gamers, you don't see that. Like you have to tune in to ESPN to see that.
Yeah,
or
but
you have to tune in.
It's also featured in like the PlayStation Store and stuff. Like there's stuff. I mean, they market it. I think PlayStation does a pretty good job of marketing that game. Just because it comes out every year, you don't want to start marketing the game a year out when the game the previous version just released, right? You want a short run up. You want a 3 to 4 month window for people to be excited, because a lot of times the previous version goes on sale like around playoff time, around World Series time, that previous version, and they get extra money out of it. You don't want to start promoting the next game before the season is over, which is November, and then you start promoting the next game in December when spring training starts, and
it just feels like at least hit to like March 2020, at least hit to something that is coming.
Everybody knows it comes out in March every year. Like that's the thing. Everybody knows that it comes out in March because it's the same as Madden. Madden comes out in August. NHL comes out in September. NBA comes out in October. Like everybody knows these things because it's like it always comes out like a month before the season starts to get people because people are excited. Especially Madden, because like preseason starts at the end of August, beginning of September, and you want that game in the hands before preseason starts, because then people can be excited.
But EA markets that like crazy, letting you know that the game is out. with MLB, it feels like the season has already started. We're already into preseason, let's say. And 3 weeks within the season, they want to release the game. And it's just like, how about, you at least say something in February and then be like, hey, we even got a demo that you guys could try out or something that MLB is dropping. Because I didn't know that. I knew it was coming. Has zero date known that it was coming. Had zero information. My friend had to text me to be like, dude, I can't wait for Tuesday. That's when MLB 20 is dropping. I'm like, oh, it is? Sony didn't say nothing about this date. Like, you can have a big team. It's your own franchise. Give us something. Like, I think market more to, like I said, market more to your fan base who love first person games for Sony. Just don't put it on ESPN. Market it like on Twitter or somewhere. Or, I see
a lot. I see a lot of MLB The Show ads. I don't know.
Yeah, I see them on websites.
Yeah, I see them on
even just websites randomly.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but it's like that's when the game is already out. I don't see it like way in advance, like the last week of February or the beginning of March, saying that MLB is coming. It may be me, the way that they roll it out.
Because I feel like I see it all the time.
Yeah, they play it like earlier this year, like when we were watching stuff on Hulu and stuff. I saw ads for it all the time when we were watching shows. So I don't know. It might just be like how it. I don't know.
Algorithm stuff.
Yeah, I see ads for it all the time. So I don't know. I mean, maybe they just. Like Jesse said, maybe like the way we consume content and use algorithm, like they use algorithms and stuff. Maybe if you're not a fan if you don't watch a lot of baseball or you don't like go looking for it, they're not going to market towards you because you're not in their algorithm,
Or just like I think sports in general. Like I get a lot of sports stuff, but I follow a lot of like Tennessee Titans and Green Bay Packers and stuff on and like different sports people, even ones that are in sports that I don't really care about, but I like interested in them as a person or what they're saying, that I follow on Twitter. So I tend to get a lot of like sports type things and just stuff like that on Twitter. And like like when you go on certain websites, there'll just be like these localized specific ads or things that show up, and and I'll get like the MLB The Show game stuff sometimes, or like just random stuff, and even some local stuff in some websites.
Yeah, like a lot of Madden ads have, like, because I live in Akron, which is like just south of Cleveland, right? And I get a lot of Madden ads with Browns Steelers stuff in it, And even for me, I don't look for football stuff, but I see a lot of Madden ads everywhere, just in general. And so I'm seeing EA doing some promotion for their sports games. Of course, they're doing promotion like in Target and definitely at Toys. When we was open, EA was just like in our ad, they'd be like, if you got Madden, you got a $10 gift card. Like they were promoting that game way in advance before the game came out, that people could get stuff for it if they get it at our store.
I want to say that I've seen the MLB The Show border on that thing, like when you walk into Walmart, they always have like a little thing right by the door that's advertising different video games.
Yeah.
And I think I've seen it on that before too in the past. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to it as much, but I want to say that I seen a baseball one on there, and because they've usually they'll pick whatever the big like PlayStation games or whatever that are coming out.
The big releases.
Yeah, like they'll have them, and I feel like the MLB The Show is a big enough release that they probably do put it on there. from time to time. I just remember seeing baseball, and I feel like it's been long enough that when I would have seen it, there wouldn't have really been any other big enough baseball competitor to put on there, you know?
Yeah. Well, everybody, we're going to get into our gaming get down games that we've been playing. Corey, I'm going to start with you. What games have you been getting down to?
Well, I've been playing a lot of The Witcher still. I'm in the Witches of the Swamp quest. It's I came across some children who have very, very bad potty mouths, and they're talking about they're talking about boobs and crotches and murdering and cooking animals and stuff. It's just kind of like, I was like, oh, this is weird. And then like they're orphans and they live with this old lady in the woods, and it's just kind of like a creepy little thing. So that's kind of where I'm at. I also haven't shaved Geralt's beard in a while, and he's getting that. It's starting to look like Jesse's beard a little bit, but like all white, So I have been playing that. I've been really enjoying The Witcher a lot. I'm really glad I started playing it. Nothing else really to talk about on that front. I've been checking in with Animal Crossing a little bit. I've been trying to build the store, although every time I hit rocks, like nothing ever comes out except for like clay. There's some clay that came out once, and like I can't get enough iron. Like I just can't get enough iron. So I don't know. I'm really struggling with that game right now because I feel like I'm stuck trying to build the store and I can't get the right materials for it.
What were you using to break the rock?
I was swinging the axe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know there's someone had talked about like that you don't want to use the axe. You want to use something that isn't as strong because it will still knock rocks off, but it won't break it.
I used a shovel.
Yeah.
Well, I used the shovel, but it would just break the whole rock, and then it would come out as like clay and like pebbles and stuff, which is fine.
Yeah, I know
to build stuff, but
yeah, I know there was some trick to it because that was an issue where people were like not getting stuff. I don't know. I haven't gotten a chance to get back into that game yet, but I do want to. Yeah. I'm still at the beginning.
So I've been checking in with that, and then I've been playing some NBA 2K20 on Switch just to relax a little bit. It's kind of been my go-to sports game recently because like we mentioned earlier in the show, I can't stand playing Madden anymore. Like I'm so glad I didn't play it.
Did you plan on buying the next year's version, or are you not going to get it?
No, I didn't even buy this year's version. It was on EA Access. So I'm not supporting that trash. But anyways, it's really the Switch version is still really fun. It's really good. I've been. What was the other game I was playing? Oh, I did pick up two things. Cuphead, since it was on sale. Cuphead, and then Bulletstorm was also on sale. So
really,
yeah. So I really liked playing that game when it came out. For people who don't know, it was People Can Fly who did Gears Judgment. Was their other big game around then, and now I forget what they're doing now. They're doing something pretty big now, I think, but I don't remember what it is exactly.
Is it a PC game that they do?
I don't know. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up.
No, that game originally came out on 360, right?
360 and PS3.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I bought that, and I don't think I ever finished it.
That's the one with Square Enix, right?
Yeah, that's their kind of Destiny like. That looks really interesting. I'm actually really interested in that game. So
I have to see more of a trailer for that. I think they had a new one. I think I watched it, but I probably forgot it.
Speaking of trailers, I still need to watch that Saints Row 3 one.
Yeah, they showed the remaster.
What, the remastered one?
Yeah. They released a trailer for it.
That's kind of all I've been playing. Although Ed and I did finish Super Metroid last night, which was really fun.
Yeah.
because I've never seen the end of that game, so that was really cool. It made me want to like go play it, but I've been playing Axiom Verge instead, which I was so close to the end, and then I just never beat it because something else was happening. I forget why I stopped playing it, but the soundtrack in Axiom Verge is amazing.
Yes.
I was telling Ed just at the title screen when it's like, and then it comes in, it's like, bow, 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 underneath it, and it's like, it's so good. So good. So, but that's kind of all I've been playing. Nothing really to, like, brag about. I've been watching a lot of Final Fantasy VII Remake videos, though. And, like, I really want to wait till that comes to Xbox to play it, but I don't know if
kept away from that. Yeah,
well,
I kept away from
my thing is I like, if I did get it beforehand, obviously I would have to wait until I get a PS5, but and see, that's the thing again, I don't, with the way that they've been really bad at like kind of talking about things and informing people, I don't even know that will technically be backwards compatible. Have they said it would be?
Not at this time. No one knows.
See, that's the thing. I wish they would just tell us what.
But that's the same thing with Microsoft.
They said a better part of. They said a better part of over 4,000 titles will be backwards compatible on PlayStation 4. So.
And I don't know if Xbox is doing the select backwards like they did for
everything that you can play on Xbox One is going to work on it instantly.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about how they got the 360 and Xbox, the original Xbox games, how some were selected.
Yeah.
Everything that's backwards compatible on Xbox One is automatically backwards compatible on the Series X. And all Xbox One games will work on Series X.
Right, I understand that, but there are regular Xbox games that's not backwards compatible on one.
We know.
Are they going to be adding?
That's literally
are they going to be adding more?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, they'll probably just add them like they've been adding them. But I mean, I mean, just for Xbox Series X, everything that is backwards compatible on Xbox One will work on Xbox Series X. So
which. Yes, I know that part. I know.
I don't understand what you're asking then, because
games that's not backwards, because there's some 360 games. And there's some Xbox.
They're not going to be backwards compatible until Microsoft makes them backwards compatible.
Right. Microsoft was doing it. We're selecting games, letting you know what was backwards.
Yeah.
Is that going to also happen on Series X? Like they're going to be adding more backwards compatibility, because not everything on the Xbox on the Xbox brand is available to play. Is what I'm saying. Are they going to
continue to add to the list? Is that what you're asking?
Right, for Series X, because Wii U, right? Because like Wii U and Wii, you just put the disc in and bam, it's backwards compatible.
Yeah, but they didn't add. The reason why things aren't backwards compatible is because Microsoft is putting in the work to make them look and run better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not just a regular game, and that's also what I'm curious, because we don't know anything about as far as PS3 and PS2,
right?
Like if they're literally just gonna make those games backwards compatible, or they're actually gonna put in the work like Microsoft.
They're not gonna put in the work. I think PlayStation 3 games are gonna stay on PlayStation Now, and I mean PlayStation 2 games are some of the more popular ones are already, you can purchase them and play them on PlayStation 4. So, I don't know.
Which they'll probably also do it for PlayStation 5.
Yeah, but for me, like there's not enough PlayStation 1, 2, or 3 games that I care enough about to argue for backwards compatibility on PlayStation 5. And the ones that are have already been remastered, like Uncharted and God of War 3. Like I would like to see an updated God of War collection of 1, 2, the PSP games and Ascension come forward. But I
thought they was going to do one with that.
Yeah, I don't know why they haven't done that. Infamous is another one. Killzone and Resistance are those are really the only ones that are missing for me at this point.
Right, because Jak and Daxter and
Insomniac's been teasing the the Resistance has been teasing Resistance for a while on their Twitter accounts. So
yeah, that needs a remaster like badly.
Yeah, I mean they have 3 teams, so they have the Spider-Man team, a team that's I'm assuming is working on Ratchet and Clank, and then a team that I'm assuming will probably be working on the Resistance trilogy remaster,
or they're probably working on a new IP. I hope they
or Sunset Overdrive too, because Sony owns Sunset Overdrive now.
Yeah, because they own Insomniac.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, that would be interesting if they did. If they'd like made a Sunset Overdrive 2 and
well, or they can make a deal with Microsoft to publish the first one, because Microsoft owns the publishing rights to the first one, right? I mean, they would just get 30% of the publishing,
cut.
You know, which
I think they will.
Which the amount that game would sell, like Sony would probably just do that just out of sheer goodwill at this point, you know, if they were deciding to put another one out. So
it's so weird that Microsoft is allowing like Nintendo putting games on their platforms and Sony's putting like their first party on PC. It's just like it's a weird shift in business for games.
I mean, but like everybody knows that this is where it's heading with the digital future. Like it costs money in R&D to put into consoles, right? Like if you build a console, that costs you money, and if you can put like the money is in software, like everybody who even remotely pays attention to this business knows that. And if you can save the money by not producing a box, like I mean, people still enjoy having the boxes under your TV because it's easy, but like for people who you know, it might cost them less money in the long run, because if people want the highest end possible like performance on a game, they'll play it on a PC they built, you know. But like if they want just the plug and play, it looks great on my TV type thing, and it's you know, like it's
although this next generation though, like the way that they're doing things is in the consoles is, you know, even something that you won't be able to really experience on PC yet for a minute. You know, it will eventually be something, but like one of the things
third party ones.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but like the way that Microsoft is handling the power for the 3D audio and the ray tracing on the Series X. Like you don't have that option even in PCs right now, because the way that like they know how to, you know, like they made the specific parts to.
Are you talking about just their first party games?
No, I'm just talking about the way things are being done, hardware wise. Yeah. Hardware wise, there's things that they're doing in the new consoles that you can't even do on PC yet, or you would be able to, but you would have to know what you're doing and fabricate something yourself.
And for most people, most PC players who are really knowledgeable about that stuff, they're probably already getting it. The thing is that they're paying a higher price than Microsoft is in the sense.
Well, yeah, because Microsoft's buying it in bulk, and we're buying one.
well, yeah. I mean, with PC,
the cost per unit is way down for Microsoft, you know, because they're
and with PC, the upkeep for themes is like if you want to keep up with the best, you got to shell out a lot of money, and it depending on what brand you go to. Where Microsoft is going to one company to get it, it's all set. And that's it, and you just build from there when you start developing games to make.
Well, and the nice thing though about PC is you can future build. You can stick a lot of money into it now, so then you don't have to later. Yeah. Like, you know, that's what a lot of people I feel like do is they try to imagine where things might be in 5 years, so they can future build it, you know, now and then not have to worry about it for another 5 years.
Which is the thing that me and you was talking about, Jesse, is that with PC, it's like it's a consistent upgrade, but it depends on how much you're going to spend and what parts are you going to spend to keep it upgraded. Where console is just like it's that one thing at that one time, unless they get like like a Slim or a 1X, where they could upgrade for the next version of that system, and that's it. Unless you go and mod it.
Well, and like processing, like the different processing stuff, they come out with new ones, and sometimes it's like you may have to like, replace something like that earlier than you want to. But it's all such a guessing game a lot of the times. I just don't want to play.
Well, I mean, and at that point, like, you're building this machine that's going to last you like 5 or 6 years, right? But like, theoretically, your console is supposed to last you that long too. So I mean, like, I don't know. I don't understand people who like have to build PCs for the best possible thing, but also like that's just not my thing. So I mean, look, we have friends that love building PCs, and they build a new one like every year or two, right? Like literally start from scratch and build a new one.
Yeah.
And
it's a hobby. It's more of a hobby than it is anything. That's why all power to you if you want to do that, because you love doing it and that's what you want to do, and you can feel accomplished after you put it together, and you can make these games run and look great and stuff like that. Like, all power to you. But it's got to be for you.
The power of the performance.
Yeah.
Well, Corey, is that all you've been getting down to?
Yeah, that's all I've been playing.
Okay. Jesse, what games you been getting down to?
I haven't really played too much. I haven't really been finding a whole lot of free time. But I played a little bit of the usual. I go back to Trials Rising. Like, that's been my go-to game. Just playing some of that, or Wreckfest. I played a little bit of that, and then I've been mostly playing, though, for my backlog challenge, the Call of Duty World War II campaign, and for your sake, Ed, because I know you want to play it and finish it, I won't say anything like spoilers, but man, that campaign is really good.
It's really good.
Like, it's got some really good cinematic moments in it that that normally, like, because it's weird because I'm not really a big fan of like action movies. Like there's certain action movies that I like, but it's not usually for the action so much as it's for like maybe characters in the movie or something that I like. But that game has some really good like cutscene, like action moments.
It really reminds me of Medal of Honor Frontline.
Yeah,
for the GameCube and PS2 days. The beginning of the game feels like that, and then it goes into and I feel like I can't wait to see what ride they take me on with that game. Because I love Medal of Honor Frontline. I love that game.
Yeah, and I think that's like, I absolutely loved that game too, and I think that's why this one is clicking with me so much more than a lot of the other first person shooter campaigns that I played. Is just like they did such a good job of like the cinematics and just like making it actually difficult. Like you feel feel stressed at times because you're running out of ammo, or like every time you even just barely peek around a corner, you're getting shot at. And so like it really just makes you feel like you're deep in the S, and like and your back's to the wall, and like you're really having to work to try to push forward in the battles and stuff. And
I really can't wait to see get through this campaign, because right now it's the toss up between where Call of Duty's storylines is. Advanced Warfare is number 1, Modern Warfare the reboot is like number 2, and then I don't know what to do with everything else. So I hope World War II gives me 3. And yeah, that's all I can say. Because that's most of the I have. Is it Black Ops? I think that's the first
you have
one. I think Black Ops, because I think that one came out for Wii.
That, or do you have Ghost?
Ghost is it?
No.
Ghost it is. Ghost.
Okay.
Ghost is the one that came out. I never finished Ghost. Ghost is weird. Ghost is just like, I don't know if I'm liking this campaign.
Yeah, no one really liked Ghost, like, for a lot of reasons. Like, it just didn't do as well with it as people were hoping. I feel like some people really like it, but I feel like it's a minority. So
okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really get into Ghost much either. Even like the multiplayer, I didn't really care for a whole lot. But I was at that point though, like with all the stuff, I was just so ready to get back to Modern Warfare, because like those have always just been my favorite, like through and through, like the maps and stuff. I don't know, for whatever reason, to me the maps and everything in the Modern Warfare games just always felt better than any of the other ones and stuff like that. So
okay.
Yeah.
But anything else you were getting down to, or?
No, I think that's pretty much it. I've been like, I've had a couple of times lately where I had some free time, but it was like basically right before bed, like this morning when I was done. I've been watching some shows, and I finally started Hunters. And that show is really good. It's such a good show. What Corey? You're muted.
Whoops. That's the Amazon show, right?
Yeah, it's kind of similar in some ways to like Man in the High Castle, where it's like about this kind of sort of an alternate reality. Well, I guess it's not really an alternate reality per se, because I mean, obviously there's still got to be Germans from World War II living somewhere, like hiding and changed their or tried to start a new life to as war criminals or whatever. Mm-hmm. But that's basically what it is like there's this like a Jewish family and friends of this family that were part of this secret organization that was started to hunt down and kill any of the remaining Nazi criminals and stuff like that, and they try to do it silently and stuff like that. And it's a pretty interesting show. It's good.
Yeah. Well, then let me jump into what I've been getting down to for Switch. I did get, like I said, my Trials of Mana did load, but I didn't start it yet. I can't wait because I was playing some other stuff. I've really been into Breath of the Wild. Like, I do see it on my 4K TV. It's kind of amazing. Just like the colors, the light, and then it gets kind of crazy because I keep remember. I'm like, oh, I forgot. Anything could happen in this world at any time. So I've been doing a lot of strides. Right now, I gotta get some more stamina so I could climb up one of the towers. So I can unlock it and stuff. I just need a little bit more stamina. I'm trying to do more shrines that I could get to so I can get more hearts and stuff before I go to the desert area and continue my quest. Like, I really have been putting some work into this game, and it's just like, I will beat this game. I would not be made fun of. I will finish this game.
Not really making fun of you, just giving you a hard time because
I know.
It's such a great game. How could you not have finished it yet?
Because I told you I went from Wii U to Switch. Jesse,
I couldn't stop playing that.
But Jesse, you know who I am. You know how many games I buy and Switch to. But yeah, I put in the work into it, and it's just like literally every day I am playing this game, and I'm just digging the world. It's just like this game is still amazing after all these years.
Yeah.
I have to beat it before. I'm trying to get it done before Nintendo drops a new trailer, and then I lose my mind, and then me and Corey do a 2.5 hour expression pass about it. Like, we'll talk about the trailer and then start throwing out more theories. I still want that trilogy, Corey. I really do. I literally need that trilogy so bad. But that's what I've been playing, doing a little bit more of good job. Played the Puzzle Quest demo. Really enjoying that one. I didn't finish it all because I had paused it and be like, okay, I get the idea of this. And so, like I said, I can't wait for Trials of Mana to drop. I really want to play Telling Lies. That's a game that's coming to like every console, not just Switch. It's from the people who made Her Story. That FMV that won some awards at the Game Awards. I really want to play this one. Streets of Rage 4. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for my copy to come in. And anyone who has Game Pass, please play it when it drops. Like, I really want to hear people's what people think of that game. It's gonna probably be like a hot game before Red Dead Redemption 2 drops on Game Pass. But for PlayStation, I haven't started my Grand Theft Auto 3 playthrough yet. I haven't did that yet. I've been playing more Yakuza Kiwami, getting through that. Right now, I'm progressing in the story where I'm at this kind of like this junkyard, this park, but it's actually a hidden base for secret agents, and so it's really, really good.
Is that the first Yakuza game?
Yeah, so that one is literally the not Yakuza Kiwami, but Yakuza 1 is generally what Kiwami is. It's the official game for the series. And Yakuza 0 is supposed to be the prequel before the actual series is supposed to start. So I think if you decide to play it, Jesse, you can play 0 and then Kiwami. But if you want to know where everything started at and know who Karu is, you have to play Yakuza Kiwami first.
I think a lot of people recommend you. I think a lot of people recommend you play 1 and 2 Kiwami before 0.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to get the most out of 0.
Okay.
Right, because 1 and 2 will introduce you to the characters, and there are some wacky stuff in that game that you're gonna be like, "What in the world is going on?" And Kiwami looks really good. It looks, and I don't know how it's gonna look on 1X in 4K, but it looks really good. Like yeah. One of the characters that's NPC I put on my Twitter page are just like, this person can get it. So I'm just gonna let it stay right there. But I did buy Danganronpa 1 and 2. The bigger Japan sale going on for PS4 is available. I kind of want to jump in Final Fantasy 12 because that's Zodiac Sign. That's on sale, but I have it for PlayStation, and they gave it an update, so I think it's almost like the Xbox One to Switch versions for PS4. And I'm just like, do I need to install this and jump on the game? Don't know, but I'll see. I'm trying to do crazily Grand Theft Auto 3, Yakuza Kiwami, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider on PlayStation 4. Like, I'm kind of going to rotate with those games. For last but not least, for Xbox One, installed Jedi Order for Jedi Fallen Order. Really like that game. It's really nice. It's kind of cool. I graphically, it doesn't look impressive. It looks muddy for some sense, but I'm like, okay, I see that. I'm probably, because I'm in a dark area, not everything is like really detailed for it, but I'm like, it looks good. Like, it plays fine and stuff. I'm on the part, still in the intro part where you fall on the train and they're teaching you like how to use the force and blocking and attacking. So it's kind of like the tutorial stuff. The platform feels really good in it. Like I really enjoy the platform. I'm like, okay, all right, Naughty Dog, you might want to look at this and look for Uncharted, your next Uncharted game, because Respawn got y'all. Like really, really tight platform. I really enjoyed that. Last but not least, I jumped back into Agents of Mayhem, and I am enjoying this game. I was just like, you know what? Let me get through these games that I got, and I might as well just go from A to Z. But
yeah, with you playing it, I've thought about getting back into it eventually too, because I bought it and I had a major issue when I first started it where it was like glitched out or whatever, but that was fixed last time I played it. So I might have to visit it again.
If you're free tonight, Jesse, we'll jump into Wreckfest. I know you asked me, and you probably want to play it, and like we could jump back into that because, like I said, Wreckfest we need to do, Renewals from the Ashes we need to do, and I think there was one more game we needed to do. Me and Corey going to be starting up Super Mario Brothers 3. Yeah, for a retro game show, and I cannot wait.
I love Super Mario 3.
Yeah, it's really good. So
3 and Super Mario World are still my favorite.
Yes. So that's pretty much what I've been getting down. And everybody, that is going to be the show. But before we go, just want to remind you that next Thursday, I believe. Yes, next Thursday starts the Boss Rush Book Club. We are playing Control, so you guys could hopefully you guys got that game, you got it on sale or anything, and that you play along with us. May 4th is going to be our first bookmark, so we cannot wait to see what you guys have thoughts on the game or where you're at. We're going to be posting our thoughts, and so join us on May 4th for the bookmark, but also join us on May 1st as we start Control. With that, everybody, Jesse, where can we find you?
You can find me almost everywhere as Phantom NXS.
Corey, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at I am Corey in HD. And that's it for now. And on Nintendo Power Block.
Yes. You guys can.
Yeah.
You guys can sorry I had to lag. You guys can find me on Twitter at that retro code. You can check out Optional Opinion on SoundCloud and other podcast apps. 2 new episodes have been released, one with my good friend George Cruz Alvarez and my other good friend Pastor Corey Ratliff. Do guys check out those episodes. But until next time, we will see you guys on the next episode of Boss Rush Podcast, and that's always, let's play video games and be kind to each other in this time. With that, everybody, we will see you next time on Boss Rush Podcast. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.